you want to get away, but not too far away, we're going to tell you the best one-day beer trips from the Delaware Valley.
You think it's easy pouring a beer? We're going to see if Glen can do it with this contraption.
He's Joe Sixpack. I'm Glen Macnow from Forest and Main and Ambler. It's a new episode of What's Brewing.
What's Brewing is brought to you in part by Macnow Makers, powered by the Valley Forge Tourism Convention Board. Download the app. By Visit Bucks County. Travel the Bucks County Ale Trail. Check in digitally to 5 or more breweries to score a free t-shirt. Get your passport at visitbuckscounty.com. And by the Conshohocken Brewing Company. Visit conchahockenbrewing.com for the latest releases, location hours, menus, and online store.
You don't have to go away to get away. Go and explore. Find the small businesses that make where you live a community. When you dine, choose homemade. On a free weekend, discover the great outdoors. And if it's brewed here, enjoy it with friends. Support small for an experience you won't find anywhere else. Make it local, make it Main Street, make it Motco.
Hey, welcome to What's Brewing along with Joe Sixpack. I'm Glen Macnow. We're at Forest and Main Brewery and Pub in Ambler. Great place. Having their 10th anniversary.
That's really great news. This is actually a new location for them, their tap house, right around the corner. They're right on the main drag here in Ambler.
And I am drinking a deep peace stout. I love starting the day with a stout.
A breakfast stout.
Yeah, there you go. A little 5.5%. How about you?
This is Embodied Consciousness. It's a farmhouse double. It's sort of it has the body of a classic double, but it's got a bit of tartness and funk to it. It's really nice.
Okay, new style of beer we're going to focus on for our beer swap today. Tell me about it.
Well, yeah, so everybody's familiar with Pilsner, but we're going to talk about a new one called Italian Pilsner.
Oh, fancy.
It is a fancy style. But first, let's get our baseline beer here because that way we can compare the taste and what it is really like. And this is a new one from Traeger Pilsner. It's Traeger Brewing Company, rather. Traeger's might be a familiar name. It is is a Pilsner that Neshaminy Creek used to make. Mm-hmm. Their former brewer has split off. Jeremy Myers, he was on our show once before, and started his own brewery up at in Bucks County as part of a co-op called the Mutual Respect Brewers Co-op. He's working with a couple other breweries there to make beers, and this is a new one from them.
All right, so Italian Pilsner.
All right, so this is a classic German-style Pilsner.
Oh, this
first.
is the classic German-style Pilsner.
Yeah.
But you're giving me this because it's a new
exactly,
product. Okay, well,
exactly.
here's to you. Good.
Cheers.
All right.
You can see bright and light. It's a very familiar style to people.
Smells like a Pilsner.
Mm-hmm.
A little bready.
It's got a real serious bite in it.
Very crisp. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's hops. I
like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's for people who are looking for Pilsners. I mean, they're all over the place, but the German style tends to have that kind of a sharp bitterness. I almost compare it to like an aspirin kind of bitterness.
Okay.
So,
All right. Nice beer. Now, Italian Pilsner. This is what I found. Pizzolino. I love the name of it. Birra Pilsner. Brewed in that Italian community of Burlington, Vermont.
yeah, exactly.
What? All right. Tell me.
All right. So it's a sort of a hybrid style, I suppose. It's got its popularity in the U.S. Mainly because of Firestone Walker making a beer very similar to this called Pivo. I think we had it on our show once before. And so now you're seeing a number of other breweries make this style. what makes it an Italian Pilsner is it's a lot lighter in body. It has a big hop presence from dry hopping, which is not sort of a typical thing you would do with Pilsner. That's where you're adding hops towards the end after it's done its boil. And to me, it's a little bit softer with a little bit more subtle flavor to it.
It is. It's a gentle beer. I don't know if that's if anybody wants to be called such a thing. In fact, Pizzolino means afternoon snooze.
Oh, hey, that's...
Which I may have to take after this show. You never know. Okay, so we always talk about new styles, what's going to catch on, what's not, and we've had a lot that we've tried, like, oh, this is the next thing.
Right.
And then it disappears in 2 weeks. Can this become a thing? Can it find its niche?
I think it can. I don't know that it will always be known as Italian Pilsner. It's sort of, to me, it's a weird kind of designation for a beer. But I do think there is room for a Pilsner that is not quite as assertively hopped, still has that hoppy aroma to it that we get from dry hopping, but is not quite as bitter.
Are we perhaps maybe ever moving away from more hoppy equals more sales?
No.
Still in the middle of
here
it.
Forever.
It's okay by me.
Yes.
I'm all right with that. Well, this is nice. I enjoyed this. I recommend this. Easily found everywhere.
It's coming down from Burlington, so it's not that much around. This one, the Tralger Pilsner from Bucks County, you will be seeing quite a bit of Tralger beers, and there'll be other styles as well.
Very nice. Enjoy. I may stick with this stout, however.
Okay,
I like it. Hey, coming up, great feature. You're going to want to take notes on this. If you want to go away, but you want to come back that same night, what's the best beer trips you can take from the Delaware Valley? Joe Sixpack and I asked our viewers. We're going to give you the best answers. Right after this, from Forest and Maine in Ambler, it's What's Brewing.
When you can actually see the craftsmanship that went into making something, you're transported back to a simpler time.
There's nothing quite like the feeling of freedom that you get riding in the open cockpit of a biplane.
Like the many Pennsylvania plein air artists who came before me, I found inspiration for my art in the hills and the valleys of Bucks County. Bucks County is my home.
Bucks County is my home.
And Bucks County is my home. Visit Bucks County, where home feels like a getaway.
Welcome back to What's Brewing. We're at Forest and Maine Brewery and Pub in Ambler. Just learned they did 122 different beers last year. They switch it up a lot. I believe this is number 117 of those. This is the Instructor Uncle 6.8% IPA. What do you got?
This is the Solaire Saison. This actually has been on tap here almost since the very beginning. It's one of their standards. They really.
This is nice.
They got their first cred making Saisons, and this is an excellent one too.
Hazy IPA. We're going to be talking more about that specifically later. So, everybody wants to get away. Everybody's bored. Not everybody goes to Germany, France, and up the Rhine for their beer trips, as you did last year. But we asked the people who watch us, where can you get away for one day? And the thing is, you leave first thing in the morning, you go to 2 or 3 or 4 places, you get home at night. You might want to Uber or have somebody else drive, but where can you have fun? I want to run some of these by you and then get some of your ideas on this, okay? We love our viewers. We really do. And the people who correspond with us on social media, at beer_radar, at Real Glen Macnow, at What's Brewing, all on Twitter. You'll see others as we go along. All right, Bob Benash, big follower of the show, good guy. Lewis, Rehoboth area down in Delaware. He says you can go to DFH, Dogfish Head, Revelation, Big Oyster, Crooked Hammock, Dewey Beer, Iron Hill, Thompson Island, and Birmingham Metairie, all within 10 miles. Outstanding in beers and food along the way. You like that area?
It's pretty cool. I actually went camping down that way last year. I had a lot of fun. I did go to that meadery kind of place where the Vikings wearing horns and that kind of stuff. So it's a great little area, and frankly, not a bad little place for if you want to go to the beach as well.
Yeah. Not this time of year, but yeah, when it gets warmer. Okay, Rich Pollock, a great compact realistic day trip. This is good because I don't know this part of the state. He says, head up the Northeast Extension, right, up the Turnpike, stops at Susquehanna Brewing in Pittstown, North Slope, Back Mountain Brewing in Dallas, PA, Bearded Barrel Brewing Company in Plymouth, Breaker in Wilkes-Barre, and Benny BC in Hanover Township. He says it's an easy day trip with minimal driving, good food. I don't know that part of the state, certainly for beers.
Yeah, I've been up there for some of those breweries. There's a lot of I've never even been to. Breaker, I went when they first opened. They were in the basement of one of the owner's houses up there. It was a nano brewery.
Good for him.
Yeah, and he's grown into a full brew pub now. So there's a lot of places to go up there. Plus, pretty good pizza up that way, I understand.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
When I think pizza, I always think Northeast Pennsylvania. Vincent Raspa. Good trip to Trogs. A lot of people mention Trogs.
Yeah.
Easy drive, the day trip, good for a larger group, great tour. And he says, and of course you get some Hershey's chocolate on the way. Also visited Pizza Boy and Funk. We've had Funk. I like their beer a lot.
Right.
He says you can do all that in one day, yeah?
It's a little bit further afield, but you could definitely do that. You might hit York on the way back, which we did our famous, what was it, 5 breweries?
5 breweries. Live to tell the tale.
Yeah.
Okay. But I like the idea of Trogs and Hershey chocolate. It just seems like a fun day. J. Adi. My wife Emma took me to Gettysburg for my birthday. All the history buffs out there. It's a great destination for beer and the battlefield. Great beer at Appalachian Brewing Company, Tattered Flag Tap Room. I just like the name of that place. Center Square Brewing, and my personal favorite, Four Square Beer Company. We rode horses through the battlefield in the morning, then did brewery tours for the rest of the day. Perfect day. You got a good wife, Jay.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
really.
Emma treats you well.
This, I got to tell you,
her well.
I've never been to any of those places except for Appalachian. I got to make my way out there. It sounds like a fun trip.
I did Gettysburg as a 13-year-old middle schooler, and we weren't drinking beer, at least that the teachers know
That was, what, 47 years ago?
Yes. Yes, that's when I did that. Thank you. And El Padre finally says, it was a very long day, but we rose early, zipped to Cooperstown, where my grandfather grew up, toured the Hall of Fame. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens not in, anyway. Stopped at Brewery Omegang. That's a great place. Before heading home, it was my birthday. It was the most fantastic day I ever took.
The town of Cooperstown is amazing. It's just like right out of a storybook. And of course, Omegang is right on the outskirts of the downtown. So that's to me a can't miss kind of destination.
All right, that's a great day. Any that we're missing here?
I wanted to mention 2. One is really close, and that's Wilmington, Delaware, which you don't really think of as being a trip. But, you know, for $7, you can get on SEPTA out of Center City and be down there in 20 minutes. And you can visit, there's Wilmington Brewing Company down there, and there's also Stitch House. That's the one I wanted to remember, right in town, a fun place. And then if you want to go a little further afield, up towards the north, and that's Jim Thorpe, PA.
Oh, yeah.
Another quaint town, a lot of fun to walk around down there. Up there, right off of the Lehigh Gorge, which is a beautiful hiking and biking trail. Bright Path Brewing will be opening up there very shortly, so you can make a real beer trip out of it.
All right, good stuff. If you're getting stir crazy, I know it's like, you know, the middle of winter. These may not all be, you got to have the weather right. But great suggestions from our viewers, Joe Sixpack, from you as well. Hey, if you do it, let us know. Reach out to us and let us know. All right, coming up, we're reaching the end of the great scavenger hunt. We got the final chapter for you. Getting close, we're going to have a winner, going to have a fun time. We are at Forest and Main in Ambler. Joe Sixpack, Glen Macnow on What's Brewing.
My father started to learn in Italy. He took tailoring classes, then came to America and eventually opened up the store. In 1974, I've always been in this shop. I know it really well. I like to make people look good. We're an all-around men's store. We rent and sell tuxedos. We rent and sell suits. We sell custom-made suits, custom shirts. I actually just got married. I was supposed to leave for my honeymoon March 15th. Then it got real. We lost our prom season. That's our busiest part of our year. People were looking for masks. So I learned how to make a pattern, and we started donating masks. We started to make masks for the public, too. I have season tickets to the Philadelphia Union. I was talking to my season ticket rep, and I told him what I was doing for hospitals, and he said, "Is there a way we can help you? We have 18,000 rally towels." And I said, "I can use those for masks." We probably made close to 3,000 masks. We're changing, evolving, and doing things a little bit differently. We're doing things by appointment. I can do a Zoom call. I can look at somebody, get their measurements, then they can go online, order the product through a website. While we were dark, Ambler Main Street helped us out. That's what I've actually learned through this whole process, is how good people are in our town. My name's Frank Laguda. I'm from Tony Laguda Formalware. We're a family-owned business in Ambler, Pennsylvania.
Glen Macnow here with Andrew Colligan from Conshohocken Brewing Company. Let's run down the new lineup of exciting beers, starting with Type A.
Our #1 selling beer, big citrus hop notes and nice dry finish, the quintessential American IPA.
Ring the Bell Pilsner.
And that's our fastest growing brand. It's a smooth, easy drinking Pilsner to enjoy during a game.
Life Coach.
Hazy, 100% citra hop session IPA, the perfect beer for all day at the golf course or the pool.
Puddler's Row ESP.
That's our malty, roasty English pub ale, 2 silver medals at the World Beer Cup, maybe the best English ale in the country.
MC5, my favorite.
Double dry hopped IPA, it's all the juicy goodness you want in a hazy IPA.
Philly Vice.
It's our rotating series of fruited sours, light and easy drinking.
Mr. Robusto.
Dark chocolatey porter, perfect dark beer for a cold winter's night.
All exciting beers, enjoy them all and a whole lot more at Conshohocken Brewing Company's 5 PA locations and wherever fine beer is sold.
Cheers.
Welcome back to What's Brewing with Joe Sixpack. I'm Glen Macnow. We've had so much fun this season with his brainchild of a scavenger hunt. We're going to announce the winners and the prize coming up in our next episode or two. But first, the last challenge was subjective, my friend.
Oh, not at all subjective. We were looking for the haziest beer. Whoever posted the haziest beer would get extra points in our scavenger hunt.
Yes.
And of course, we had to come up with an objective way to
Yes.
judge that. So I came up with the What's Brewing Hazometer.
Tremendous.
That ranked beers from the clearest being Wooder to Spicoli.
Yes, slightly hazy.
Merck.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Skook.
Skook. It took me a minute to think, like, what is Skook? And I feel, oh, the river.
It's pretty darn hazy. And
Yeah.
of course, the haziest was Gritty in Philly. So.
Okay, so who gave us?
All
Who
right.
got extra points with the haziest?
All right, so based on the very scientific judging with our hazometer, we're giving the extra points to Russell Wosner, who
Russell, congrats.
showed a photo of Roscoe's Triple Hazy IPA from Attic Brewing.
Oh, that's the Rasheed Wallace
Yes,
one.
exactly.
Congratulations. Good work by you. Okay, so this challenge, and it is the last challenge, is pretty simple. Here's what you need to do. Pick up your phone right now. Take a picture of you with us. There you go.
Right now, oh, the
It's
pose a little bit longer.
Okay,
They
sorry.
gotta give them
There
time
you
to
go.
get their phones
Okay.
up.
It
Take a
is-
picture with us right now. First 5, did we say?
Yeah.
First 5 people that post on Twitter.
Yes, get 10 extra bonus points, okay? So it's 5 points to do it, 10 bonus points for the first 5 who get it in at Real Glen Macnow, at Beer_Radar, at What's Brewing PA, and everybody get in, and we will, we're gonna have a pretty good sized party at the end, and we look forward to that. All right,
Do
now.
you think anybody missed that shot? Come on, Glenn, we got to give them one more chance
here
to
you
take a
go.
picture. Right now.
There you go. Well, they can take it anytime during the show, right?
No. With us,
Oh, you want the, yeah, okay. I know how to pour a beer. I think I know how to pour a beer. You're telling
think.
me? All right.
We're going to give you a real test.
Let's find out right now. Welcome back to What's Brewing. We are at Forest and Main, behind the bar where they have all kinds of toys.
Glenn, this is the classic beer engine. It's a hand pump used to pour cask beer. I wanted to show you how to do this, but we're going to make it just a little more tough on you. You're going to learn how to pour a newfangled side pour.
How tough could that be? You did a nice job with that at the start of the show. Okay, I'm here with Greg Lehman. Geez, you're a tall SOB, Greg, for God's sakes.
Thank you.
All right, so what's going on here?
So this is a traditional Czech side pour system.
Okay.
It's made by a company called Lukr, L-U-K-R, and we love pouring our lager beer through it.
Let's check this.
So it's a little different than a typical draft system. It's
Okay.
actually going to pour the head kind of first.
All right.
So you give it a little bit of foam. You'll see it's a nice creamy head. Open it up all the way.
That's
And
interesting.
you're going to kind of follow the beer out of it. And you're going to see this nice, thick, foamy head on top. With traditional Czech Pilsners, a little bit more hop character to it. This is going to keep that hop aroma, that hop flavor in, and make for a beautiful lager beer.
That's beautiful. The head first. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right,
So
I
give
think
it
I
a
want-
go. Like I said, pull it
All
about
right.
a quarter and then open it
All
up
right.
towards
Okay.
you.
These
Good
are
luck.
all the same, or we got something different going on here?
Go with the house lager right in the
Go
middle.
with the house lager. Okay, there you go. Start with this. There. Okay. I think I'm doing a great job, and now I open it up, and look at that. Could
I think you nailed it. I think you nailed
Could
it.
I have done any better? Wait. All right, what did I do wrong? I want a second try.
I think you did it
got another?
perfectly. I love a nice Milko
I
pour.
won't waste some beer. Give me another. Give me one more. I can do better than that.
All right.
Let me do this way. I can't do worse than that. Okay. You
round
know what I
two.
did? I opened it up too much at the start. All right. So
Put that all the way in there.
All right. That's what.
There
she-
you go.
okay.
And then open it up
There
all the
you
way
go.
towards you.
And then we go there. I don't think I did any better. Oh, all right. All right.
Gee,
Come here,
Glenn,
Joe
that's,
Sixpack. You
just-
get in
just
here.
wonderful.
Yeah, you're so smart. Let's see if you can do it. All right?
All right.
That's not easy.
First of all, you notice this thing's all the way in there, which
Yeah.
is weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we're gonna pull it all the way out.
Uh-huh. All right.
That's a good looking pour right there.
All right. Hold on.
All right, somewhere.
Wait a second. You decide who did this better. All right, well, maybe not. But you know what? In about 45 minutes, this thing's going to look beautiful. All right, thanks, Greg. You embarrassed me heartily. We'll be back with more nonsense. He's Joe Sixpack. I'm Glen Macnow. Hold on. At Forest and Main and Ambler for What's Brewing. Welcome back to What's Brewing. We're at Forest and Main Brewery and Pub in Ambler, joined by Dan Endicott, co-owner of this place. First of all, what are you drinking in that beautiful mug?
I'm drinking a beer that is called Librarian. It's we say it's like a pub ale, just kind of it's a British style beer, sort of not too hoppy, not too malty. Just
I love the dimple mug there.
It's a classic.
Wasn't
Yeah.
there something about you're supposed to drink one dipple's worth every
that right?
every sip? So anyway,
I can get down with that.
this is the pale ale. It's a very hazy. Could have
is, yeah.
competed in our
Yeah.
thing. Pretty nice looking beer.
Like that. Okay, so from the last time I was at your place, you moved, but not too far.
Nope.
In fact, you split into two different facilities. Explain what's going
We
on.
did. So we moved our pub, which is like 2 blocks that way, to the heart of Ambler. We were a little off the beaten path before. So now we have this new location here. And
Yeah,
then-
really nice, right in the middle of stuff
exactly,
going on.
Yeah, downtown. Then the brewery itself, we expanded, so brought all new equipment and moved that about 2 blocks north to a big 8,000 square foot warehouse.
So expansion, that's a good word. You're growing. How much bigger is that brewery than you were?
It's quite a bit bigger. The equipment's like 3 times as big, and then we have the ability to make a whole lot more beer than we used to. I mean,
I think people were amazed when they would come to Forest and Main before, when you were in the older house, that you could actually run an entire brewery out of basically, which was just a house.
I was amazed myself. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were amazed yourself. Good. Yeah.
Okay, one of the things, and we mentioned this earlier, is you guys make a lot of different beers, a lot of different styles. It's not like you have a half a dozen things that are always on the menu and dabble in one or two. 120, how many beers last year?
It was 120.
How do you
unique
keep,
beers.
first of all, how do you keep all that straight?
It's not easy.
And second of all, is that to keep yourself from getting bored? Why so many?
Ourselves and the customers, I think. I mean, everyone wants that new beer all the time, and it's also fun for us. I design the labels, so it's fun for me to do a different label for each beer.
So you're coming up with 122 different names and however many you can every year.
We are, yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what's your favorite one, but what's your favorite thing to make? What do you guys do the best?
I like these types of beers. So these are on the hand pump. It's a traditional British way of serving beers. So there's no CO2.
That's really where you got your start at this
It
brewery,
is.
was the British styles and the saisons. And you've held on to that, even though you're making 120 beers. If you take a look at your beer menu, they're pretty much in that kind of a range of beers.
Yeah, those are the beers we're really most proud of, and that's where our interest lies mostly.
Do you see any kind of increased appreciation for the lower alcohol pub ales these days?
I think so, especially it was surprising over the pandemic. That was like, our lower alcohol beers used to kind of take longer to sell on draft. But when the pandemic hit and everything was going in cans and going directly to people's homes, we sold a lot more low alcohol beer than we ever had before.
So why would that be? So
I don't know.
Because people are sitting at home drinking 4 or 5 of them
Yeah.
and thinking, I better pace myself.
Right.
It's good news. I mean, to me, and I've been a skeptic about low alcohol beers, but over my entire career probably, but I would say that these beers here are full of flavor. There's a lot of variety. They're not thin tasting at all. So you can do an awful lot with a lower alcohol beer.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
So you guys have a 10th anniversary coming up. First of all, congratulations
Thank
to
you.
anybody who lasts 10 years and does well like you are. Anything special? When is that, and what do you have planned for?
There's no exact date, but it'll be like probably the first weekend in May is what we're shooting for. You know, when the weather warms up a little bit. We open in early April, so we kind of do it around that time of year every year. But we haven't had a party for 2 years due to the pandemic, so having new location and not having a party for 2 years, it should be a pretty big one, I think. So we're excited for it.
It's great that you're now on the main drag here in Ambler. Ambler's a pretty cool destination. We were talking about one-day trips. This place you can get to in 20 minutes, pretty much from town. What's the beer scene overall like in Ambler? I mean, what do you see? What kind of customers do you have coming in here?
The customers range from real young to
old.
Not
yeah,
just today.
no. It certainly runs the gamut. I mean, we have families in here. People feel comfortable bringing their kids in here and having fun, and then older people, and it's great. It's really.
All right, so Dan, tell people first of all, how to find you is pretty easy. It's not. The name is misleading because of what it used to be, Forest and Main. It's now corner of
Butler and Spring Garden.
Butler and Spring Garden.
Not the same
exactly
ring.
the same.
You can't change that.
Right, you really can't change your whole name. And give us your hours.
So we are open every day but Monday. During the week we open at 4, except for on Friday we open at noon. And then we're usually open until about, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we open at noon. We usually open until about 11.
Terrific. Dan Endicott, thank you so much for having us today. We have had a great time. Joe Sixpack and I look forward to seeing you next week. And by the way, get those scavenger hunt pictures in right away. We'll see you next week on What's Brewing.
What's Brewing is brought to you in part by Macnow Makers, powered by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board. Download the app. By Visit Bucks County. Travel the Bucks County Ale Trail. Check in digitally to 5 or more breweries to score a free t-shirt. Get your passport at visitbuckscounty.com. And by the Conshohocken Brewing Company. Visit conshohockenbrewing.com for the latest releases, location hours, menus, and online store.